The first thing we want to look at in our initial under the hood, again with the engine off test, is we want to look at the compressor. We want to look for any obvious signs of failure. One of the major problems with these compressors is that they will run low on oil. It'll cause the compressor to bind up, and it'll cause the clutch to burn up. So we want to look at the face of the clutch to make sure it isn't showing heat stress signs. Also, we want to look by the pulley to see if we see any evidence of oil leaking out. We want to just look at the body of the compressor, and again, it's mounted on the truck just to make sure that the ears aren't broken. Some of these compressors have a 4-ear system versus this pad mount design, and those ears tend to be broken. And we also want to look at the back where the ports hook on to make sure we don't have a refrigerant leak on the compressor. Our receiver dryer, as we mentioned before, this is our filter for our compressor. This should be warm to the touch. You don't need to take a temp gun, but if you put your hand on it, it's still warm. It's doing its job. If you see it frosted up or sweating, we know we have a restriction right here. Again, we want to look at where the hose fittings come in and out to make sure there's no obvious leaks in the dryer. Often we're not going to be able to see the expansion valve. If it is easily seen, we want to again look at the ports to make sure we have no loose fittings and leaks there. The evaporator, as we do an in-cab, we want to notice that it's not plugged with dirt. That's the main problem we have with evaporators is road dust, bugs, hair, lint gets accumulated on here. Again, our purpose, this is a heat flow. We need to be able to transfer the heat. We need to have airflow across here without any restrictions. Fortunately, a lot of newer trucks have cabin air filters, which we'll discuss later, to help protect that. Moving out to the front of the truck, we want to look at our condenser. We're going to cover this a little bit more in detail, but initially we want to look at it to make sure we don't see any signs of leaks. You'll see wet sections on it. This would indicate there's a pinhole leak in it. We also want to observe to make sure it's clean. Love bugs, dirt, dust, cement dust, different construction trucks, this can get plugged up quickly, and if it gets plugged up, just like our evaporator, we must have airflow across here to transfer the heat, so it's very important to look at the condition of our condenser.